How are you? Who am I
Yeah, we've only
speaking
got
with
two mics going, but
today?
that's one. It's a dirty old man in here. Okay, cool. Okay,
Okay.
so this is Evan.
Okay.
Right to me, left to you, probably. I'm
Yes.
Paul. Robbie.
Okay. Well, I'm Taz. It's nice to meet you guys.
For having us around.
No problem.
Where are you calling from right now?
Grimsby, Ontario.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right.
Anyways, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just have a bunch
Do
of
your thing. Do your
questions for you guys
thing.
today. So I'm gonna start with like the basic question that everyone wants to know about bands. Like, how did you guys meet and decide to start playing music with each other?
Yeah. Well, that basically was these two more than anything. They started Voltang years ago or so, really, but it kind of didn't come together until at least a year after that. But basically, most of the songs starting off were kind of the brainchild of these two guys, and then kind of evolved from there. And our lineup that we have now is what you hear on the record that we just put out, so it's changed a fair bit. But I've known Robbie for a long time. Robbie and I were actually kind of in opposite shoes. He used to be a drummer. I used to be a guitar player and vocalist, and then he switched to guitar for this. I switched to drums, so that was kind of funny. We all kind of jumped places on this, but basically we all just sort of floated around, did different things. Ev and Jake were in like the grindcore scene. Robbie was in the rock scene, jazz drumming, all kinds of stuff. I was in like the pop punk kind of horrible scene, and so we all kind of came together. Slowly but surely, and now we've got a pretty rock solid line. With the most recent edition of our bass rad, pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay. And how did you guys develop the style you have now, which is really cool, by the way? I listened to some of your stuff yesterday, and I thought it was really, yeah, it was really interesting. Like I heard like some styles, and then you had a bunch of different styles all together. So I kind of liked that a lot.
You listened to the whole record, eh?
I listened to like the first couple songs. The first couple, yeah.
Cool. Well, keep because it gets more diverse in that what you just said, follows pretty hard with the rest of the record. But yeah, I mean, we like tunes, so that's what you hear.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny. I was doing a message to a who puts on a compilation thing, and she was saying that I was looking at the angle of the compilation, like was it punk metal, and then I got to throw in country there, so I thought, why not throw that in? And then she was like, well, it's a punk thing, so I was like, okay, well, we got that covered. So it's kind of cool to have everything kind of covered, a diverse album like this. Thank you very much.
It's kind of, side note, I just realized I'm staring at the monitor and looking anywhere near the camera. Yeah, but it's true. It's cool. It's like one thing that I think people get taken back by more than anything when we talk about the record is if they ask us genre-wise, and like we describe it as rock and roll, which we made up, but usually you have to elaborate more because we made it up. But when you tell people by the time you hit track 4, we go to like full-blown country for a half song, and then it's like people don't really get it.
I feel proud to be able to say that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, and it's but it's more like Johnny Cash country, Tom Waits vocals, not like Florida Georgia Line. Fucking,
yeah.
Thrust your pelvis on top of it, kind of shit. But, yeah, exactly.
All right. And what was your first performance like together? Like, do you have any interesting things to share about that?
Bad. It was so bad. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, you're right. The very first one was bad. Our second show ever was a fucking train wreck. It was, we had, like I said, we all kind of switched positions and instruments and stuff for this. And we were really finding our groove. I don't know what show, we got lucky, I guess, and we somehow played, I would say, well. But after that, the first bit was brutal. We didn't have Jake yet, which was huge. There were a lot of awkward silences in our sets before we found Jake, who's our frontman now. And just because Evan was doing so much, he was doing vocals and he was playing guitar, and it was just everyone had more to deal with. And because we play heavy music and with such energy that we played, we have a lot of tuning issues. So between every song, basically, you had like a pause. You just stayed a crowd. Everyone kind of like, okay, now what sort of vibe. And yeah.
When you have smaller crowds, it sucks. Big monster freaking like fucking metal fest. You could actually take time to do tuning, and you just have this like roar of the crowd keeps going. When there's no one really there, it really hits you hard when you're doing tuning.
Yeah,
It sucks.
You kind of
it hurts me every time I have to do that.
So the first bunch of shows, especially before we had Jake, were they were a train wreck. In fact, we just kind of recovered from that recently, getting to play some bigger shows, and now that we're tighter and we're more confident on stage, playing in front of some of those same people that saw us early on. And like it sounds like a backhanded compliment, but to us it was the biggest breath of fresh air when people were like, you guys were fucking garbage, but you're good now. So, and that's like verbatim some of the things we've got from people in our industry recently. So at least it's past tense that we were shit.
I love the honesty personally. I hate when people just blow smoke up your ass. That sucks.
Yeah.
And not many people do. You can pretty much tell when it's happening.
And how often do you guys perform now? And when's your next show?
Yeah, there's really pretty sounding birds going on.
Yeah, there's birds. Yeah, because I'm outside.
That's cool. It chirps me every time I hear birds now, because our upcoming music video starts with these like birds chirping and like ambient landscape shots, and every time I hear it, I'm like, who's playing the video? That shit's not ready yet. Yeah, next show is trains. Where the fuck are you? I heard a train. Yeah. Get out of the way! The next. and birds. So the next show we play is July 10th at the Doors Pub in Hamilton, which is like Hessen, playing with Conversation out of Toronto. I think they just dropped a record or an EP that they're going to have there, I believe.
Quite good. Heard one song.
And Bring Me the Author, them Thieves from Burlington. There's lots of good. It's actually pretty stacked, though. It's going to be a really
Okay.
time. So we recommend people come out on July 10th. After that, we head out east. We're doing a tour with Door to Door Human Gore from Brantford and Unclouded from Halifax. So we tour from the East Coast back to here. And then we're supporting a pretty rad U.S. band that, unfortunately, if this was like 10 minutes from now, we might be able to tell you who it is because it's announced today.
Okay.
It's, if people check back with us, they can see. But we're supporting them on their Canadian tour, which will be a lot of fun. So we got lots of good stuff coming up. So you should check it out on social media and stuff.
Sounds great. And so what do you guys do in your spare time, or is this like full time for you?
It's full time for us right now. Yeah. We probably should be doing something else, but we're not. But no, we've gone full time with this, and this is the other spare time. And we like to build stuff. That's pretty much it.
What kind of stuff?
Pedals, weird fucking Chinese shit. There's no Chinese shit. No, amps, guitars. I have this, I want to build the unbreakable guitar. So, a lot of guitars. So, yeah, the unbreakable guitar would be a really cool invention. It will happen. But, yeah, we mainly just drink booze and hang out in the house of Tang.
Nice.
And we got a throwaway pool table we now have in the man house living room. A lot of the stuff's really cool. So for a lot of shots, you have to click a couch or like open a window. It's kind of that Seinfeld episode, except like more. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So if anyone's in town ever, I'm gonna play pool at our house.
Nice.
Shit. All right. Yeah. Yeah. We're already better at pool than music, and I think the only that's not true. We're not. Yeah. We'll edit it out before we.
And if you guys had a chance to tour with any band you wanted, which one would you pick?
So it's that's a tough question.
Okay, wait.
There's two really easy answers.
Okay, you can say two. That's fine with me.
No, but they're too easy. They're like there's like
some fucking. I mean, I'm in love with this band from Providence, Rhode Island, Daughters.
Yeah, Daughters are sick.
You know, they came back like last year or something, but if they fucking came back and started touring, we're fucking there. So there you go, Daughters.
All right.
Daughters is sick. By the way, if you don't know Daughters, you should check them out. Not
I will.
I'm sure you know everything.
No, not everything.
See this. Should check out Daughters. That's one thing that's really important to us. Is with the like one reason that we kind of like not rebranded, but like came up with like we call our music raunch and roll genre wise because I don't know, we're not like a lot of people see us as hardcore, a lot of people see us as metal, some people see the punk influences, some people just are all over the place, but like it's really important to us that like we want to be they should hear, not to discredit any others. There's a hipstery way of saying underground, but just like it didn't make it to a lot of people. And we really find it's important for people to get those influences in their lives, whether they love it or they hate it, they're going to be affected by it. And we want to get to those other bands. So like check out Daughters, check out, I mean, not small, but the Chariot and like Hella. And, like there's some rad stuff out there. So hopefully we can kind of bridge that gap where we get into people's living rooms that we normally wouldn't get into because some of our tunes aren't quite as heavy or straight up hardcore or we're not grind or anything like that. But like we want to kind of bridge people to it. And that's why this record's so eclectic is no matter what you listen to, there's something on it that even if you hate the whole thing, you'll find something to appreciate, and something will make you end up kind of tapping your foot and getting into it. So
yeah.
But yeah, so check out good bands.
All right. And I just have two more questions. One of them is if you could give advice to like bands that are starting up now, what would you tell them from your experience?
Do you want the heartfelt answer or
both?
Yeah. I mean, you know, okay. This is, just fucking do it, obviously. Or give up right away, because it's a 50. But if you fucking do it, and be the ones doing it.
That's it. My answer is basically the same, but like you gotta. A lot of people wonder, like they play in a band and they'll play on Fridays and Saturdays and they work hard at it and they do their thing, but they go to work every day other than that, or they party, whatever they do, and like they wonder why they never made it. And like made it is a weird fucking term because it just sounds like you expect someone to hand something to you, and there's this big tipping point where like you haven't made it, and then overnight you made it, and it's not. My advice would be that's not the way that it works. You gotta make it happen for yourself. And you're not there phones on people while they're walking down the street and trying to record, and you're in your job and acknowledging the fact that there's no point in time unless you make it big on YouTube or whatever your thing is. There's no point that you can expect that you're going to make your 30,000, 60,000, whatever the fuck you can make, that you're going to make that in music right away and get to quit your job and keep the same standard of living. If you want to be in a band and you want to do it full time, learn to love ramen noodles and cheap beer and hating yourself most of the time to get to live that like ultimate high for 30 minutes at a time on a stage, and don't expect it to be like Bieber-esque fame. Expect it to be a grind, and don't do it to get through it and get to fame. Do it because you love that process, because odds are you're going to be stuck in it for like 25 years if you're lucky. So embrace it and just fucking do it.
Well said, Voltang. I would say basically if you can get as much do it as much as you can in house. So record yourself. Get buddies to do your videos for cheap, or once you start playing shows, you start networking with friends and stuff like that, and you will find people who do things that not can help you in kind of a carnivorous vibe, but like that what you can just mutually help each other. So they'll do your video, and then you just do favors, and eventually you get a product, and then you can sell it and do all that stuff, and then just kind of network your way. But I'd say don't pay anyone something that you can do yourself. If you, yeah, it's basically what we did, because Evan did most of our records along with our buddy Mickey, who's our old roommate, who's just an old friend, and he's a fantastic engineer, and I don't know what he likes to call himself these days. I think he guys away from the producer moniker, but he's record, which is I'm super proud of it. And yeah, so basically yourself if you can, and because the thing that you can't do, I've heard this today actually. This is a total rehash. There's nothing that you can't do that a record company can do for you. So you can basically do everything. It's just once you get up to a level where you can't meet such demands, just maybe then you'll do a record company. Where it doesn't matter. That shit is stupid. But just do everything yourself, if I can say that. And that was like a super. I'm surprised I got that out without a joke or some bullshit. Thank you. That's some happy advice right there. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so my last question is, what's next for you guys? Like, you have your tour, and then I read that you're releasing a music video. Could you tell me a bit about it?
Yeah, actually, it's done. It's in the can. We got to slap a couple of credits on it and stuff, because we're really proud to have worked with who we worked with on it. But other than that, it's done. It's fucking rad, if I could say that.
Quite good. Let me do this. Just want to say I'm very proud of Full Stack. I'm very proud of Devin, our buddy who works. I'm not proud of you yet, but will be. No, these guys work fucking hard as shit on this thing, and it definitely looks really cool. So when is this coming out? We got next week or something?
You know what? We haven't set a date on it.
Okay. It'll be a surprise. Keep next 2 weeks. Voltang.com. Pay attention. It'll be out. It's pretty fucking rad. It has to do with the little story. Should we give the prequel? Okay, sweet. It starts with Father Ranch jizzing on fucking Moon Planet. This dude's fucking. He's in space. He sees Earth. He's Earth. Fucking horny. Let's stop. And it's on Earth. Grows little weird things, which are us, the Ranch and Roll. And we spawn Ranch Roll Planet, and then he comes back down and hooks a show for us and broadcast it across the world. So you see only part of that in the music video, but it's really fucking cool.
Yeah, it's fun, and it ties back too.
Let me get in here.
You hold it. I like that. That's nice. It feels very aggressive. So it ties back to that whole fucking thing too of like that. Just the thinking of the day. Remember shooting the?
Yeah, I do remember. It sucked really bad.
Like it was the worst. Like if you want to be in a band and you want to give everything, be ready to just fucking hate shit, because we were covered in corn syrup and we were in the woods and we had ants and bugs and flies and shit all over us. And then
you forgot the worst insect, mosquito.
And poison ivy was everywhere.
There was some poison ivy.
And we're crawling out of, like, I came out of a sewer.
Okay, well, like, mine was the worst. Mine was a cave that was about 3 feet tall that was dripping stalactite slime from a frickin' waterfall. And then I had to crawl in there, and I came out, and it was, well, that's about it. But I was covered in goo, and it was shite.
Yeah. Fucking Ranch and Roll ain't easy, kids, as I guess what we're saying. But it turned out really cool, and you guys are gonna do it. And it's coming in the next 2 weeks. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And Devin Stewart directed it and edited it, and it was amazing to work with.
By the way, I'm also featured as a professional actor in one of his videos as well. If you look, it's called Grave Robber by Amber. If you want to search that on YouTube, you can see me doing some professional acting. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Probably the thespian ever.
Going back to your question, we have, what is it, October 14th? It's coming up next. 16th, sorry. Fucking Misfits, which is pretty fucking cool. Yeah, so we got that. We're playing with the Misfits.
Wow.
Check that out. And She Demons. So that's going to be a fun time.
That's crazy.
You know, yeah, so...
We have tickets, not a ton left, but we have some
And we gotta sell them because if we don't, we're going back to the can. Messages voltangbooking or at gmail.com or Facebook.
Facebook.com/raunchandroll. You can send us an inbox and we can hook you up tickets.
Okay, we'll drive right to your door and hang out with you and drink some beers with you too.
And if you get them in the next week, we'll give you a free download of our whole record if you buy your tickets from us this week. But only from us. Don't go to Ticketmaster.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck Ticketmaster. Come straight from us. Thank you very much. Yes. Fuck that company.
All right. Well, those are all the questions I have for you guys, and I want to thank you for taking the time to talk with me tonight. And you're welcome. Bye.